welcome to Spiritual Vertigo Tarot. This reading is going to be for the sign of Aquarius. Look at that. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for the month of September. Thank you for stopping by. We're going to be uncovering love for September. I'm going to go a little deeper into you and the person of interest. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If the video resonates with you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I encourage you to check other aspects of your natal chart, such as your Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. Particularly for love readings, I think the Venus and Jupiter signs are the most valuable. This is a reading for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. How are you guys doing? I feel like a lot of you Aquariuses are actually in some, you guys are headed in some direction, and I think you're planning and preparing for this love that has come. I think it's moving really quickly, and it is exactly what you've wished for. And a lot of people are envious of you about it. I think a lot of people are jealous that you might have found the perfect person, and it was fated. This person that you're dealing with, I'm getting messages. Look at that, the Wheel of Fortune literally just fell out. All right, Aquarius, it's gonna be a good reading. I have a feeling. All right. Aquarius, please, messages for Aquarius. Aquarius, September. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut the deck. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, 5 of Wands. What did I say about people being jealous? 8 of Wands comes out again. And Death. The bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. This is new beginnings. Don't be afraid of death, because only in death is there the possibility for birth. What is the biggest energy for Aquarius' person of interest? What is the current energy of Aquarius' person of interest? The 10 of Cups. What did I say? You guys have manifested possibly the love of your life, or at least it seems to be someone that way. What is Aquarius' current energy in love? What is Aquarius' current energy in love? The Magician, manifesting. This is going to be a good reading. Beautiful energy, Aquarius. What is the mutual energy between Aquarius and the person of interest? That didn't want to come out. What is the mutual energy between Aquarius and their person of interest? What is the mutual energy? 2 of Wands. Planning for the future. Waiting. Waiting for that moment. Waiting for that union, I'm hearing. Some of you could be dealing with someone long distance. The 8 of Wands came out a lot. Wheel of Fortune. This person could live far away. Maybe you met them while traveling in January, I'm hearing. Okay. What would Aquarius' person of interest like Aquarius to know? What are their hidden feelings? Whoa, look at that. Their hidden feelings. They're afraid to come forward and tell you the truth because they've been burned in the past, and they know it. And they know that this time around it's not playing games, and you possibly have a big part of their heart right now, and they're scared. What would Aquarius like their person of interest to know? King of Swords. Very That's your energy. You're in your element. I think that you're the type of person that really demands truth. Because I know that the Magician is about manifestation, but I'm really getting this sense of like liberty. You know, like I am looking for this like justice. Like I think you want this person to finally tell you how it is. Yeah, very. What is the current blockages between Aquarius and their person of interest? What is the current blockages between Aquarius and their person of interest? What are the current blockages? What's the 4 Cups? A missed opportunity. Is this a reconciliation? Possibly. What is going to be the final outcome between Aquarius and their person of interest? What is the likely outcome between this connection? What is the likely justice? What did I say? Justice is served. You're seeking for justice. Yeah. Maybe some of you, like I said, long distance. There's a need. Maybe legal paperwork are involved here and visas. You know, and you guys are waiting for that moment where they get citizenship to live in the United States. And right now you guys have been kind of in isolation waiting around for the news to come in. But I think, yeah, maybe some of you guys are waiting for you guys to get married and to get that offer. And you guys have kind of been feeling a bit hopeless about it. But I do think that you've been persevering for this. You've been fighting for this. This is a very specific message for whoever it is. What is going to be the action? What are the actions for Aquarius' person of interest? What is likely action? What is likely action? What is the action that they're going to take? 9 of Swords. Yeah, they're really up in their head. What is Aquarius' action? The Fool. All right. Okay, guys. So your person's current energy right now is the 10 of Cups. You know, that's the end all be all. Happy home, happy life. And you got the Magician. That is being met. You guys are both being met with mutual desire for this union to come about. However, what this person would like for you to know is that they're feeling, there's a sense of loss here. They are seeking some form of truth about an offer that they might have presented to you that you might have rejected. Because look at that. Look at the way it kind of comes about. I feel like this is an offer that was rejected, right? Look at the cups and follow the cups. This is the current blockages. You also have an offer. So these are 2 offers being met. You see that? 2 offers being met. And one person not seeing that. I get a sense that some of you have had to clear away some of your own fears and embody this Magician energy, because I think that you are possibly, you found some justice in a situation between this connection that allowed you to look at this with a new, fresh set of eyes. And embark in some form of new journey with them. And maybe this person is someone you've dealt with in the past, right? Someone that you've been longing for, that you disconnected from, and who you saw a future with, but it didn't work out because maybe it was just wasn't the right time. And they came back, or they're coming back, and they're afraid because they've already experienced this loss with you before. In a past timeline, whether a past life or within, I don't know, maybe less than a year ago, or maybe at like November, something November. But I think that you had to kind of seek some form of justice about something, whether you needed to get some clarity on something that happened in the past, on why there was an ending in the first place, something like that, maybe addressing old wounds in order for you to kind of like jump into this again. And for some of you, this is a long distance connection, and it's been a long overdue process about trying to figure out and navigating where you guys will be able to live together and be together. And there's been a lot of fear and anxiety about whether or not that will come about in this timeline, because legal papers, immigration, whatever the source is, the pandemic, there's a lot of things that are being halted now. And I think the blockages is that both of you, whether subconsciously or in reality, are losing hope. You guys are not seeing the opportunity that's available to you right now, whether that's because you guys have been waiting for so long and you've been impatient and you guys just want some sort of stability and justice, or some form of like, you want something to be stable and balanced, right? And maybe there was a lot of uncertainty about whether this dynamic, this relationship would ever be able to fully work the way that you guys had envisioned, and you're not meeting it with this Fool energy. So I think that there's some subconscious blockages here. You guys are in the heart space. I get a sense that you guys are ready to give. You're ready, you're excited, you want this, and this person is as well. But on the subconscious level, there are blockages here. There's a need to let go of the past, because it's blocking your present reality and it's impeding you from being able to move forward. And there's a message for some that there's an opportunity here that's coming, and it's coming quickly, and it is possibly something that you've been manifesting, but you have to be able to be logical about it, and to meet it with, be strategic, and not succumb to past insecurities or some form of negativity that will blind you from seeing this opportunity that's coming for you, because it's going to propel this forward and bring balance back into the relationship. I'm going to get some additional clarifications. Clarify the Justice card. Do I have the Justice card here? Clarify the Justice card for Aquarius and find an outcome. Why is the Justice card here? Clarify the Justice card. What's the Justice card here for? Clarify the Justice card. What's the Justice card here? The Hanged Man. Look at that. We go from 11 to 12. At the end of the year, look at that. There's parallels. There's something about 10, 11, 12. Maybe it's taken 10, 11, 12 months, weeks for some of you to get some notification about this. There's been 10, 11, 12 months since you've seen this person, or since you've heard from like immigration or something like that. But the outcome is justice with the Hanged Man. That's powerful there. That is, that's like looking at things with a fresh set of eyes. And with this Page of Cups, that's also like a sense of like a renewed sense of innocence. And there's something about planning, and you're preparing. There's a new phase coming about, and you guys are feeling it on the physical plane. But right now you need to meet it on the mental plane, which is usually the opposite effect, right? It's like you feel it on a mental plane, but you need to activate it in the 5D. But you guys are feeling it in the moment, and I think that you presented yourselves in some situation right now, whether this is communication, this is legal matters, this is some form of information that kind of restores this relationship and brings it back to life, because I get a sense that this person that you're dealing with, you could be dealing with a Libra or a Pisces. I get a sense that maybe you're looking, I think I think you would embody more of this Justice card, and you could be dealing with a Pisces, a younger Pisces maybe. And this person hasn't, this is a very specific message, but maybe this person that you're dealing with, a younger water sign, hasn't actually ever felt this way about someone, or they've said that to you, and they're like freaking out because they're like, okay, well, is this like really it? And like, is this like the end of my singlehood, or I don't really know if I'm capable of loving this person this way. And maybe the only way for you guys to be together is if you get married, so that you guys can be together, and that's very specific. Anyways, I get a sense that the person you're dealing with is kind of like they're in love with the idea of love, and they might have some unrealistic expectations about what this dynamic could really look like in the real world, and you're kind of being met with like, okay, well, like some things are just not realistic, right? I think that you're a bit of a realist, and this person is more of a dreamer, right? And or vice versa. But I think that they need that you kind of met them with this like gentle dose of reality, right? With this like King of Swords, Ace of Swords energy, and Justice. And you know, because they're this like Knight of Cups, right? And you're like, take it slow, let's take it slow. And maybe this person might have taken that as a feeling of rejection, when in fact you were just telling them, hey, like, I'm not saying that this isn't feasible, but are you sure that this is what you want? Or you're kind of meeting them with like more like logic, and they're meeting you more with love, but their love is based on a bit of like illusions, right? Why I was saying that, like, what's happening in your relationship right now is changing on the plane, the physical plane. And I think that the mental plane is where there's some discongruencies, right? It's like you're not matching the vibration of what you see, right? Because I feel like there's a skewed sense of perception. One or both of you are not seeing reality the way it is, and how this relationship can actually move forward. And I think that this person or you has to go within and face those things, right? And face their demons, because maybe they're like you saying something like, okay, well, I actually can't do this, I can't do that, or you establish some sort of boundaries to ensure that you are being like heard, like your needs are being heard, and this person took that as like, oh, well, they don't love me. But this is possibly something to deal with their own past traumas, right? Like they feel abandoned, or they've dealt with like some sort of depression or anxiety, and they're gonna have to now reconstruct the way they look at love. That's very specific. I'm getting a lot of channeled messages. But I do get a sense that this person has to, you know, they're flawed in a way, and they have to be careful of approaching love in that attitude of like thinking that everything is like fine and dandy, happy ever after, without putting in the work, right? And I think that that's what this person is like, shattering illusions. Clarify this King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? Clarify this King of Swords. Tell me about this King of Swords for Aquarius. Whoa. Yeah. Clarify this Knight of Swords for... That wanted to come out. And this came out reverse, but I don't take reversals, but this wanted to come out. Yeah. So the King of Cups and the King of Swords, these are two different elements, right? And for you, what you would like to tell your person is that you are still this King of Cups, right? Like I was saying, you love them, but you have to be strategic about the way you engage in planning for your future together, right? And maybe this person took offense to that, but I do get a sense that maybe you also need to be more mindful of how this person requires love, and maybe they need more of this King of Cups, Page of Cups energy, and less of this King of Swords energy, because maybe quite frankly that's not their love language, which is fine. Everybody has their own version of it, but I get a sense that needs to be communicated, because sometimes the way you show love, the other person might not recognize. But for them, they're feeling like they're losing a bit of hope here, right? Look at that. Strength reversed. you know, they're doubtful. Maybe they're doubtful of themselves, and they have. I think that this person can be a bit insecure, maybe a little young, but I think that they're trying to find some inner strength to overcome some of these fears that they have right now about engaging with you, or maybe engaging with this, or engaging with themselves as a person in a romantic connection, right? Because when you engage in a connection with another person, that puts a spotlight on all of your flaws, and maybe those are put to light right now, and you're recognizing them, and you're still loving them, but they're feeling insecure about whether or not they're worthy of you. Because look, I feel like, you know, they have Knight of Cups, Page. This person, there could be an age difference here, and you're meeting them with a King of Swords, King of Cups, you know? I think this person has a lot of maturing to do, and you recognize that, and they're feeling pressured, and they don't feel capable of ascending to that level. But I think that there's a need for you to be empathetic towards them as they go into that journey. You know, treating them with gentleness. You know, I think this person needs to be, they need to be gentle with themselves, and they need you to be gentle with them. You know, this person could also be just feeling very, like, scared right now. And they might have gotten this offer, right? Maybe they did get this, like, notification, or like, you know, again, like long distance, something with that regard, or some form of like news about a job, or some legal matters, or they're dealing with a lot right now in regards to their finances, and they're feeling an intense sense of dread and anxiety about something that they've been waiting for, and they're lacking their inner strength to be able to overcome this. And they don't have as much conviction and confidence in themselves to be able to overcome this. And if this is pertaining to love, you know, you can apply it as is. And this person really could be going through some form of depression, you know, for a number of reasons. Or they can, you know, I feel like they could be feeling a bit stagnant, right? And then they're impatient. And you, like I said, like you kind of are more like on this logical front, like, okay, like, listen, like there's a lot of steps that need to come forward for you to be able to achieve this like 10 of Cups. And I feel like this September, there's going to be justice in a situation that this person possibly could have been dealing with. And that offer, this notification, you know, is going to be coming towards them. And it's going to spin the wheel, like I said, you know, because, you know, the Justice card, you know, it's about karma, right? And it's about it's a sense of mirroring, right? You know, like I always get the Hangman as kind of like a mirror too. And I think this person is being faced with, you know, like imagine it this way, like the Hangman is facing their need for balance and need for establishing justice within themselves and owning up to their own mistakes. And the Justice mirroring you is that you need to maybe reevaluate the way that you engage in love relationships, right? And the way that you express love, because it could also be perceived in a way that is detrimental to someone's like mental health, right? So there's a sense of mirroring each other, because you're mirroring, right? It's like, this is 10 of Cups, this is the Magician. You know, this is like 10 to the 1. This is like 11 to the 12, right? There's like this leveling up that's required on both fronts for this to be met in the physical world. You know, but sometimes it's like really hard to be tactful in expressing your frustrations, but in a way that's mindful of the other person. I think that message is about, it's what's occurring here. But you have to be honest and dealing with good faith, and your relationship will thrive if they're being met that way. And that's the messages for you. All right, Aquarius, this is a wonderful reading. Let me know if the reading resonated with you. I'm really curious to know. Thank you for tuning in.